At a railway station in a busy city, a beggar survived by asking passengers for alms. One day, as he begged, he noticed a tall, well-dressed man. Thinking the man looked rich, he eagerly approached him for money. The man looked at him and asked, "You are always asking. Do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar laughed. "Sir, I am just a beggar. I have nothing to give." The man replied, "If you cannot give, you have no right to ask. I am a businessman, and I believe in exchange. If you have something to offer, only then will I give you something in return." With that, the man boarded the train and left. The beggar was deeply affected by these words. He wondered if this was why he received so little, because he had nothing to give in return. But what could a beggar possibly offer? For 2 days, he pondered the question without an answer. On the third day, as he sat near the station, he noticed beautiful flowers blooming on nearby plants. An idea struck him: why not give flowers in return for alms? He plucked some flowers and, as he begged, started offering a flower to anyone who gave him money. People smiled as they received the flowers and happily gave him alms. Soon, he realized that he was receiving more than ever before. Every day, he collected flowers and exchanged them for donations. However, when he ran out of flowers, people stopped giving him money. One day, he saw the same tall man on a train. Excited, he approached him and said, "Today, I have something to give you in return. If you give me alms, I will give you a flower." The man smiled, handed him some money, and accepted the flower. "Wonderful," he said. "Today, you have become a businessman like me." These words struck the beggar once again. His eyes shone with realization. He was not just a beggar anymore, he was a trader. He had found the key to changing his life. Determined, he left the station, looking up at the sky, and declared, "I am not a beggar, I am a businessman." Determined, he left the station, looking up at the sky, and declared, "I am not a beggar, I am a businessman. I can be rich too." People thought he had gone mad, but the next day, he was nowhere to be seen. 6 months later, 2 well-dressed men met on the same train. One extended his hand and said, "Do you recognize me?" The other man replied, "No, I don't think we've met before." The first man smiled. "Think again. This is actually our 3rd meeting." Confused, the second man asked, "When were the first 2 times?" The first man laughed. "We first met when I was a beggar and you refused to give me money. The second time, I offered you a flower in exchange for alms." A look of recognition dawned on the businessman's face. "You were that beggar. But what are you doing now, dressed so well?" The man replied proudly, "I am no longer a beggar. I am now a successful flower trader, traveling for business." He continued, "You taught me a great lesson, that in life, we only receive when we give. I realized people weren't giving me charity, they were buying my flowers. I was always a businessman, I just hadn't realized it yet. Once I embraced this mindset, my life changed. I used my earnings to buy more flowers, and today, I run a thriving business." The 2 men smiled and shook hands before continuing their journey, discussing their businesses. Moral of the story: success lies in how we see ourselves. If we think small, we remain small. But if we change our mindset and believe in our potential, we can achieve great things. Always remember, giving is the first step to receiving.